girls, it's Monday. I'm quite a happy person today right now actually. I ran out of contacts, so I'm going to be wearing my glasses for a while until my contacts come in. Well, I have a last pair of contacts, but I've kind of been trying avoiding using them because it's already been over 2 weeks. But I'm keeping them just in case I really need to put contacts on. I'm going to go straight into everything right away though. AJ, is that a Doctor Who poster on your wall behind you? The one that Vincent van Gogh painted of the TARDIS? Because if it is, I'm really jealous. I really want that poster so bad. Ah. Also, AJ, those aardvarks look so huge. I'm with Dawn when I didn't know that aardvarks were that huge. I was thinking armadillo size as well. I know we saw aardvarks at the Honolulu Zoo, but they were quite far away, so I didn't think that they were that big. They seriously, like, so big. So big. Dawn Hillary, having a camera to film with is so convenient, seriously, because you can take it around and you can film whatever you want, and I'm just, oh, there's my phone, I'm sorry. But like I was saying, I'm the kind of person who likes to film things, and I like to film creative videos as well, so I guess that's why I like having a camera. It doesn't have to be a particularly fancy one, though. I know Helly has a really nice camera that's not too fancy and pretty cheap, or on the cheaper side anyways. So if you want to talk cameras, just let us all know, because I know quite a bit about cameras, filming wise anyways. I know that the Canon PowerShot versions are really good for filming, so you should look into that if you want to look into cameras for filming. But with Lent, I'm Catholic as well, and I know it's Lent, but this year I don't think I'm going to be giving anything up for Lent, because in previous years I've always tried to fool myself into thinking that I could do it, and in actuality, I'm not going to lie, I'm a terrible Catholic. I don't follow the rules of Ash Wednesday and Lent and not eating meat on Fridays. I always forget, and I'm not going to even try. Because while I am religious, I guess I like to think of myself more as a spiritual person rather than a religious person. And I'll just leave it at that. Excited yelling. Dawn, I think that's an Asian thing, I swear to God. Oh, I guess I should announce it. I'll announce it to you guys first, because who else would I officially announce it to but you guys? I haven't even officially announced it on Facebook, although it's pretty obvious on Facebook if you follow me on Facebook. And I know that all of you guys pretty much know already, but I'm just going to announce it here that I'm pledging for a sorority, and it's an Asian interest sorority that puts a lot of emphasis on school and leadership roles, and so that's happening. But since it's an Asian interest sorority, that's why this came up, and you were talking about excited yelling, Dawn. I think that's an Asian thing, because a lot of my Asian friends do that. It's like you get excited and you're like, ah! You know, it's like those animes almost. Seriously, watching my friends is kind of like watching an anime, and they get really embarrassed and they do that, no! It's really funny. It's really funny, actually. As for the cameras, Dawn, I do have a little bit of experience in photography, just not with lomography. And I know the graininess I can't speak. And I know that the graininess comes from underexposure, not necessarily overexposure, because with overexposure it just turns white, and that's overexposure. But graininess comes from having a too low ISO and having it underexposed. But with Holgas, I guess you can't really change your ISO, so that's why it comes out grainy, because around sunset there's just not enough light when it's getting too late. That's why it gets grainy. But, you know, I'm okay with that. I was just kind of trying to see and trying to test the limits of my Holga with this roll. So, I really like that. I don't know, I really like how the pictures came out regardless. And I didn't even notice that ring now that you mentioned it. I went back and I looked and I was like, oh, I guess there is a ring. I didn't notice that. Ella, I don't really see how that's kind of an embarrassing story and how that means you're forever alone. I mean, I guess I could kind of see how that's embarrassing, but I don't really see how that makes you forever alone. DW was also my favorite character, by the way, in Arthur. I loved reading and watching Arthur when I was younger. I just kind of forget about my childhood, like my really young childhood, because I graduated from younger shows and younger books at a really early age, so I kind of forget about those sometimes. The Renaissance thing, or the medieval thing that you and Dawn were talking about, and eating with your hands, I always thought it was a Filipino thing to like eating with your hands, because all my Filipino friends and my Filipino family, they all eat with their hands. And AJ, don't you think so? I've always thought that was a Filipino thing, to eat with your hands, but I guess not. I guess that's just my family. Helly, I hope you feel better. You look like you were really tired and sickly, so I hope you're feeling better this week. And it was amazing how you knew all that stuff about Arthur. I clicked on the link and that was really interesting. I can kind of see now how he turned from an aardvark with a long nose to flat face. And like, yeah, I can see it now. Also, Helly, that release button thing you were talking about for the Holga, can you explain that further? Because I don't know, I'm kind of interested in what you were talking about, but I'm kind of confused as well. I feel like this was a really long video, but this week is going to be pretty decently busy, decently chill for me. We'll see how it goes, but I hope to see every one of you guys soon, and I hope I get to talk to you guys soon. And I love you guys. Goodbye!